Welcome to TechGen, where we explore the latest technology, innovative gadgets, and smart buying guides to help you make informed tech decisions. If you're looking to move beyond smartphone photography and get into interchangeable lens cameras, the Canon EOS 2000D, also known as the Rebel T7, with its EFS 18-55mm lens and 20p ZeeTech Accessory Bundle, is an interesting entry point. Is this Canon DSLR worth your money? How capable is the 24.1 megapixel sensor? What can you realistically do with the 18-55mm lens? And does this large accessory bundle make it a good starter photography kit? I've added a link below where you can check the latest price, current offers, and availability. The heart of the EOS 2000D is its 24.1 megapixel APS-C CMOS sensor. For a beginner, 24.1 megapixels gives you plenty of resolution for everyday photography, portraits, landscapes, travel photos, and social media content. It also gives you enough image detail to crop your photos while retaining useful resolution. The APS-C sensor is significantly larger than the sensors found in most smartphones, and that larger imaging area is one of the reasons a DSLR can produce a more traditional photographic look. You also get the flexibility of interchangeable Canon EF and EFS lenses, so the camera can grow with you. The included EFS 18-55mm lens is a particularly practical starting point. At 18mm, you get a relatively wide field of view for landscapes, travel, interiors, group photographs, and everyday scenes. Zoom toward 55mm and the lens becomes more useful for portraits and tighter compositions. That range means you don't need to immediately purchase another lens to start exploring different types of photography. For someone buying their first DSLR, that's a major advantage. If you're enjoying this review so far, consider giving the video a quick like. It really helps support the channel. The EOS 2000D also gives beginners access to manual photographic controls. That means you can start with automatic shooting and gradually learn shutter speed, aperture, ISO, exposure compensation, and other fundamental photography concepts. As your skills develop, the camera can become more than a simple point and shoot. You can begin experimenting with controlling motion, depth of field, brightness, and the overall visual character of your photographs. The camera's native still image resolution reaches 6000 by 4000 pixels for its large JPEG and RAW images. That's a 3:2 image ratio and gives you plenty of detail for digital images and photographic prints. The camera also supports 14-bit RAW recording, which is particularly useful for photographers who plan to edit their images. RAW files retain substantially more processing information than finished JPEG files, allowing you to make more flexible adjustments to exposure, color, highlights, shadows, and white balance during post-production. For someone learning photography and editing, that's extremely valuable. You can shoot an image, bring the RAW file into your editing software, and experiment with the final look without being limited to the camera's processed JPEG. The EOS 2000D also supports continuous shooting at approximately 3 frames per second. That isn't designed as an ultra-high-speed sports camera, but it gives you the ability to capture short bursts of movement. For casual action, children, pets, events, and everyday moments, shooting a sequence can improve your chances of getting the right frame. For extremely fast sports or wildlife photography, a faster camera would provide a different experience, but for learning photography, 3 frames per second gives you a useful introduction to burst shooting. Autofocus is based around a 9-point AF system through the optical viewfinder. That provides multiple focusing points for composing and focusing on different subjects. For beginners, this gives you a straightforward way to learn how autofocus selection affects composition. The optical viewfinder itself is another major difference compared with a smartphone. You look directly through the camera's optical system rather than relying entirely on a screen. That traditional DSLR experience is part of what makes the EOS 2000D appealing to people who want to learn photography in a more hands-on way. For video, the camera records full HD 1080p, with frame rates including 30, 25, and 24 frames per second, depending on the recording mode and region. It also supports 720p recording at up to 60 frames per second. So this is primarily a full HD video camera, rather than a modern 4K production camera. For YouTube videos, basic filmmaking, interviews, family videos, and learning camera operation, full HD can still provide useful results. The camera also has a maximum movie duration of approximately 29 minutes and 59 seconds per recording, with individual files limited to 4 GB under its specified recording system. Connectivity is another useful feature. The EOS 2000D supports 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, allowing compatible smartphones and other devices to connect through Canon's Camera Connect ecosystem. That makes transferring photos and remotely controlling the camera much more convenient than physically removing the memory card every time you want to share a photograph. There's also NFC connectivity for compatible devices. The camera uses an SD, SDHC, or SDXC memory card, and this particular bundle includes a 32 GB SanDisk card. That gives you storage right out of the box, so you can start shooting without immediately purchasing a separate memory card. The bundle also includes a tripod, camera case, wide-angle lenses, and additional accessories, bringing the total package to 20 pieces. For a first-time camera buyer, that's where the bundle becomes particularly interesting. Instead of buying the camera and then searching for a case, tripod, extra lenses, and other accessories individually, you receive a collection of equipment designed to get you started. The accessories can help you experiment with different shooting situations and build confidence while learning how the camera works. The tripod is particularly useful for landscape photography, self-portraits, long exposure experiments, and stable video recording. The wide-angle accessories can also provide a broader field of view than the standard 18-55mm lens, which can be useful for creative experimentation. The camera body itself weighs approximately 475 grams with battery and memory card, according to Canon specifications. Its dimensions are approximately 129 by 101.3 by 77.6 mm, giving you a relatively compact DSLR body for carrying during travel or everyday photography. Battery life is rated at approximately 500 shots through the viewfinder at room temperature, according to Canon specifications. That gives you considerably more shooting flexibility than constantly worrying about charging a smartphone. And because the camera uses a removable battery, carrying a spare battery can extend your shooting sessions even further. Compared with a smartphone, the EOS 2000D gives you an APS-C sensor, optical viewfinder, interchangeable lenses, RAW photography, and physical manual controls. Compared with more advanced modern mirrorless cameras, its appeal is its straightforward DSLR design and beginner-friendly approach to learning photography. And compared with buying a camera body alone, this particular bundle adds a large collection of accessories that can help a beginner start experimenting immediately. For viewers searching for a Canon EOS 2000D review, Canon Rebel T7 review, Best Beginner DSLR Camera, Canon DSLR with Lens, 24.1MP DSLR Camera, Canon Camera Bundle, Beginner Photography Kit, or Best DSLR Camera for Beginners, this package is definitely worth considering. The biggest attraction is the combination of a 24.1MP APS-C sensor, 18-55mm zoom lens, RAW photography, full HD video, Wi-Fi, optical viewfinder, interchangeable lenses, and a large accessory bundle. For someone learning photography, that combination provides a practical platform to develop real camera skills. You can start in automatic mode, learn exposure and composition, move into manual controls, experiment with RAW editing, and eventually add more Canon lenses as your photography develops. And with the included tripod, case, 32 GB memory card, wide-angle accessories, and additional equipment, you have a ready-made starting point rather than just a camera body sitting in a box. Thanks for watching TechGen. If you found this review helpful, be sure to subscribe for more tech reviews, comparisons, and buying guides. See you in the next video.